So if you're ever at a tool auction, you find yourself bidding on, or you're at a yard sale and you find yourself buying or bartering to buy a 36-inch pipe wrench and you're wondering why, well, this is why. I just tightened up that nut there and that actually won't leak now. The problem is when it's not put under stress while it's working, it's popping out, and what's happening is it's pulling out of the threads. So the threads in here are compromised, and once that happens to you once, then that's going to continue to happen until you do something to rectify the situation. And there are several courses of action you can take. The first obvious course of action is to procure a good replacement cylinder. Now that might be tough. Got to get one with the same stroke, same characteristics of this cylinder that's in here now. And well, you know, we could try that, but that might be kind of a long shot. Number two would be having a new cylinder housing here made. In other words, we take it to a place where they would actually cut us a new cylinder and turn new threads, and they would reuse this cap, although this cap's not perfect either. It's got a problem here with the gland nut. That's quite expensive to have done. Option number three, and probably the last of the legitimate repairs, and when I say legitimate, I mean like what a professional shop would do, would be I take this and they actually, I think they would build this up on the inside with weld maybe, and then remachine it and recut new threads, and then probably make a new one of these caps here. Again, very expensive. And even though I'm now the proud owner of a lathe, I do not protest to have anywhere near the skill required to do that. And not only that, but this is a, you know, I think this is a 6-inch diameter cylinder. It's a big sucker. So I don't foresee myself being able to actually put that in my lathe. So that brings us to the less than professional repairs. I could weld this. Not a good idea. The process of welding this would severely overheat the seals inside here. So that's kind of really not even, that's a non-starter really as far as I'm concerned. The other possibility is if I could rig up some sort of a plate, a retaining plate on here, and use all thread, long threaded rod that would go all the way down to this end, and have a plate somewhere down this end. Worked on the same principle, but that also is, you know, all thread's not cheap. You're talking about quite a few materials you've got to procure, and it might not even work. So I just don't know what I'm going to do at this point. Oh, I know what I'm going to do at this point. I'm going to go over to the Parker distributor that we have in the next town over and see whether or not he's got the male fitting that fits my female. Yeah, here's one. If I'm willing to wait for it to be shipped, here's what I can have for 13 bucks right now, plus $6 shipping. That's 19 bucks. That's probably about half the money of what I would pay if I wanted to buy it today from the local guy. And I might even be able to get it cheaper because there's no bids on it. Well, let's call them and see what they say. Well, the local guy's got 3 of the steel ones on the shelf for 28 bucks and plus tax. I think I'm going to go buy one of those for 28 bucks plus tax. Found these here. These are brand new old stock. These are only 10 bucks a piece with $5.73 shipping, so little over half of what I'd pay today. But these are H863-T16s, and I don't know what that T16 means. And it says description, item condition, been on the shelf for a while, so I don't know. I'd be worried about waiting all the time, having it come in and find out T16 is some critical thing that means it won't mate up with my connector that I bought right here. So the beauty of going down there today and buying it is I could take this with me and I could check right there if it's going to fit. Well, I'm back from the Parker distributor, and there's the nipple. And I asked about the color change, and he said they used to plate the steel fittings with this color plating. So this is an older fitting, which makes sense because I did get it I did get it cheap off of eBay. And then this is the modern plating that they're using. It's more of a steel color, so, but these are actually steel. Well, with the two nipples side by side, you can clearly see the difference. This is a much larger diameter on this one. I decided, as long as I'm going through the trouble of taking this nipple off, I'm going to take this 45 elbow that I had put on last year when I was having all that trouble hooking up. I never did put any sealant on those threads, so I'm going to seal those while I've got it apart. Okay, halfway there. These are tapered threads, so you make them up until they're really tight, and the more you turn it, the tighter it gets, and the tighter those threads get jammed in there, and then that's why you require some type of thread sealant on this type of a joint, as opposed to like a compression fitting where the threads only act as the mechanical force to draw the two faces together. In this case here, the threads actually are the two sealing surfaces. So enough of that little preamble. So I got this thread sealant that I've been using. This is what I used when I was fixing the other problem over there, that suction line. And this stuff's brush on / blue Hercules block, seals threads and gaskets. So I decided to try this stuff and see how it works out. And it's messy to work with. It's looks like Smurf snot. This one's trickier to deal with because this is a tight fitting, and I could see Teflon tape in there, or Teflon paste, one of the two, most likely tape on those threads, but it's really tight. So the problem is that, unlike this one here where it's kind of captive and the pipe doesn't want to move, this pipe just wants to twist, so I've got to hold it with this. That's annoying. So here's how I'm handling that. Makeshift vise. Stick my pipe wrench and wedge it between here and here on the back of the main pivot point here on the backhoe, and now that should act to keep that from wanting to turn, hopefully. And I'll throw my other wrench right on here and we'll spin that sucker right off. Oops. You know, that would have worked if I was tightening. Problem is I want to turn it this way, so I gotta reconfigure things. Okay, I think this ought to do it. Well, I got it wedged in this way, so when I apply twisting force on this clockwise, since it's upside down, clockwise would be loosened, then this is gonna hopefully keep this from turning. Right? Right? Right. How many of you guys watching didn't think that was going to work? Yeah, even a blind squirrel finds the occasional acorn. That's what I was looking for. That's what I meant to say. Alright, it's loose enough I can take it off my hand now. Okay, new fitting's on. Let's see how well of a job it does coupling. Well, gotta eat your Wheaties when you're snapping that one in place. Those big couplers, 1-inch ones, are a little tough because you have to overcome the force of the check valve, I guess. Or, yeah, check valve, is that what it would be? The little valve that basically closes when you unsnap it so that you don't get any leaks, theoretically. Alright. Hey, at this point I wanted to take a moment to, and now for something completely different. I want to take a moment to thank all of the viewers out there and say hello to a lot of the new subscribers. I had my YouTube account set up so that I would get notified via email every time a new person subscribed to my account. And I would occasionally get an email, you know, saying, hey, somebody subscribed, which is nice to see. And then the past couple days, actually mostly yesterday, I was just inundated with new subscriptions and I couldn't figure out what was going on. You know, the cynic in me wanted to believe that there was just some kind of a weird thing going on where I was going to all of a sudden just have a ton of spam comments and stuff like that, and that it was some computer bot that was just creating all of these fake accounts or something. But lo and behold, one of my newer viewers, which I don't recall his name right now, but he's actually working his way through. I think he's up to video 25 as we speak, so he's got quite a few more sleepless nights before he gets up to this video. But anyways, he was nice enough to point out to me that what apparently occurred was that my video series on this Oliver tractor, somebody took a shine to it and decided to mention it on a website called Hackaday. And Hackaday actually made a little article, little online article about this video series, and there was a link in there too. So basically anybody who reads Hackaday apparently is gonna maybe potentially click on it, and it's worked out well. Picked up a lot of new subscribers. I remember when I reached the 100,000 views threshold, and I don't remember when the 200,000 views happened, but I happened to look today because it's been a while since I looked, and I think I've got over 250,000 or something like that now, which is nothing compared to some of these sites. Is it Jeff over there on Elderly Iron, which I got to give him credit for being the one to inspire me to take more time talking to the camera and about what I'm doing and stuff like that. And just, you know, it occurred to me, I was sitting here watching him do things and thinking to myself, why would anybody sit here and waste their time watching somebody do this stuff? And then I realized I was enjoying it, and I really enjoyed watching him tow out the Brill bus. And I found him by accident. I found him because I was looking for videos about the Utility 350 over there, and lo and behold, came across Jeff fixing the he had a problem with the camshaft, the gear on the camshaft on his machine, and he was fixing it. And you know, just kind of liked his the cut of his jib, I believe is what we say. So anyways, again, that's Elderly Iron, in case you're not aware of that. And I don't even know why I'm promoting his site, because quite frankly, I go there and I look at his numbers and it makes me sick. I don't understand how he puts a video up and a week later he's got 9,000 views of him changing a tire on his tractor, which I watched too. So I mean, I understand why you would watch it. I'm not saying that. That's not what I don't understand. What I don't understand is how he's getting so many views and subscribers and everything. So I don't really know how to promote my site, apparently. And just by accident, somebody did a little bit of promotion for me by giving a shout out to somebody over at Hackaday, and Hackaday did the article. So things are picking up, which is, you know, hey, it's nice. It's nice to hear from people. It's nice to know people are actually watching the videos. You know, a lot of people might click on a video, start watching, and get bored stiff and tune out. Like somebody probably tuned out at the beginning of this ramble and clicked off. But when you see comments, you know that those are people that are actually watching the whole video through and taking a genuine interest in it, and that really makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you're not wasting your time, because anybody who does these videos will tell you that the job they're doing takes a lot longer to do when they're doing the video, because you're constantly stopping what you're doing and taking video. Or you know, a lot of guys will set up a tripod and they'll just video everything they're doing, and then they'll go back, and then you're going to take time to edit this stuff. I mean, I don't even use a fancy editing package. I mean, I see some of the editing jobs that I see some of these guys do, and they're adding music tracks and all of that, and oh, you know, God love them. That's fantastic, and I wish I could wish I could spend more time on doing that, but right now that's not really in the cards. I'm trying to think of who's the other guy. There's several guys out there. You know, what I'll do is I'll put a few screen names up on the few YouTube names up there on the screen, and at the end of this video. And those are sites that if you haven't checked them out, if you enjoy this kind of stuff, you might enjoy that. There's some guys that are working on outboards. There's some guys that are working on tractors. There are there are some guys that are just machinists. And well, anyways, enough about that. Let's fire this pig up. Temperature in the mid-70s today, so we don't even need to really give it any throttle. It should start right up. And it does. And a quick check here tells me I don't appear to have any leaks. Of course, this is the return line anyway, so it's not really high pressure. But now, see, my operation of my backhoe has returned. Oh man, I just stepped in all the hydraulic fluid that leaked. Better take these shoes off before I go in the house, or the wife is going to kill me. Oh. I'm just idling, so it's moving real slow. Plus, I also probably lost, I don't know how much fluid I lost. Probably low on fluid. Yeah, I'm low on fluid. Alright. Gonna have to add some fluid. Alright, signing off for now.